At Real Madrid, Jude Bellingham.
Thinks Jude Bellingham's on pitch. Everyone talking. Thomas Tuchel said his own mother.
Let's talk about Real Madrid then. Xabi Alonso has been talking about how Jude Bellingham.
Ever seen a player arrive at a club and instantly feel destined, like they were born to wear that shirt? Jude Bellingham's arrival at Real Madrid felt exactly like that. Within weeks, the Santiago Bernabeu was echoing with his name, and he was orchestrating the midfield like a seasoned veteran. And that was the culmination of years of dedication and a seamless tactical fit. Today, we're going to unpack how Jude Bellingham became the undisputed king of Madrid, tracing his journey from Birmingham City to Borussia Dortmund. Plus, we'll answer the burning questions. How did he adapt so quickly to Real Madrid's demanding environment? And what exactly is it about his playing style that makes him so crucial to Ancelotti's tactical masterclass? Our story begins in Stourbridge, England, where Jude Victor William Bellingham was born on June 29, 2003. The son of Mark Bellingham, a former non-league footballer, Jude was practically raised on football pitches across the Midlands. From an early age, his natural talent was undeniable. Local coaches would speak in hushed tones about this kid who played with the intelligence of someone twice his age. But it wasn't just talent, it was his work ethic and mental maturity that truly set him apart. Jude climbed through Birmingham City's academy with remarkable ease. His technical skills were polished, his vision sharp, and his relentless work ethic became legendary even among his youth teammates. Coaches noted how he'd stay behind after training, working on specific aspects of his game that needed improvement. In August 19th, at just 16 years and 38 days old, he became Birmingham City's youngest first ever team player in a League Cup match, a record previously held by the legendary Trevor Francis. But this wasn't just a symbolic appearance or a quick cameo to break records. Within weeks, he was making his championship debut, and by September, he'd become the club's youngest ever goalscorer at 16 years and 63 days in a memorable 2-1 victory against Stoke City. But he wasn't merely filling a spot on the pitch, he was already a crucial player. His maturity on the ball, his ability to read the game, and his fearless approach to tackling seasoned professionals caught the attention of scouts across Europe. In his debut season, Bellingham made 44 appearances across all competitions, scored 4 goals, and provided numerous assists. That helped Birmingham City avoid relegation. For a 16-year-old to be carrying that kind of responsibility was unprecedented in modern football. What made Jude's development even more remarkable was the strong foundation provided by his family. His father Mark's experience in non-league football meant he understood the mental challenges young players face. His mother, Denise, ensured Jude remained grounded despite the increasing media attention. The Bellingham household wasn't just about football. Education remained paramount. Even as offers from top European clubs began flooding in, Jude continued his studies, showing the same dedication to academics that he displayed on the pitch. His performances were so memorable that Birmingham City later made the unprecedented decision to retire his number 22 shirt as a tribute to his impact on the club. Think about that for a moment, retiring a shirt for a 17-year-old who had played just one full season. That decision, it spoke volumes not just about his talent, but his character and the lasting impression he left on everyone at St Andrews. From teammates to coaching staff to the groundskeepers, everyone had a Jude Bellingham story about his professionalism and humility. In July 2020, Jude Bellingham made a high-profile move to Borussia Dortmund for a reported fee of £25 million. At the time, a world record for a 17-year-old. This transition to the Bundesliga marked a significant step up in his career, but Jude was ready for the challenge. Dortmund's reputation for nurturing young talents like Jadon Sancho, Erling Haaland, and Giovanni Reina made them the ideal destination. Their philosophy of giving youth a chance in high-pressure situations aligned perfectly with Bellingham's ambitious mindset. From his very first training session, teammates were impressed by his football intelligence and communication skills. Despite being the youngest player in the squad, he wasn't intimidated. He was asking questions, offering suggestions, and quickly establishing himself as a voice in the dressing room. Bellingham's Bundesliga debut came on the opening day of the 2020-21 season against Borussia Mönchengladbach. Not only did he start the match, but he also registered an assist in a convincing 3-0 victory. It was a statement performance that announced his arrival on the European stage. In April 2021, he etched his name into Champions League history by becoming the youngest Englishman to score in the competition, netting a crucial goal against Manchester City in the quarter-finals. That same season brought Bellingham his first major trophy as Dortmund lifted the DFB Pokal. His performances throughout the cup run, including a stellar display in the final against RB Leipzig, showcased his ability to rise to the biggest occasions. But it was his leadership qualities that truly caught the eye. Here was an 18-year-old organizing teammates, encouraging others during difficult moments, and leading by example with his tireless running and defensive work rate. Over his 3 seasons at Dortmund, Bellingham's numbers told the story of a player evolving at frightening pace. He made over 130 appearances, scored 24 goals, and provided 25 assists across all competitions, but the raw statistics only scratched the surface. His passing accuracy improved from 82% in his first season to over 88% by his final year. His defensive contributions, tackles won, interceptions, duels contested, all showed upward trajectories. Most importantly, his goals per game ratio nearly doubled as he learned to time his runs into the box more effectively. Perhaps most remarkably, Bellingham was handed the captain's armband on multiple occasions during his final season at Dortmund. For a 19-year-old to be trusted with that responsibility at a club of Dortmund's stature speaks volumes about his character and leadership qualities. Marco Reus, the club's longtime captain, publicly praised Bellingham's maturity and influence, noting how the young Englishman had become a mentor to newer signings despite his own youth. In June 2023, the football world held its breath as Jude Bellingham completed a sensational move to Real Madrid. The initial fee of €103 million, potentially rising to over €130 million with performance-related add-ons, made him one of the most expensive teenagers in football history. When Bellingham was officially presented at the Santiago Bernabeu, it was nothing short of spectacular. Over 50,000 fans filled the iconic stadium to welcome their new Galactico, a turnout that rivaled some competitive matches. Dressed in the famous all-white kit, Jude expressed his childhood dreams of wearing the Real Madrid jersey and his determination to bring more trophies to the Spanish capital. The crowd's reception was electric, with chants of "Bellingham, Bellingham" echoing around the historic stadium. The significance of Bellingham inheriting the number 5 shirt cannot be overstated. Previously worn by legends like Zinedine Zidane and Fabio Cannavaro, it's a number reserved for special players. That Real Madrid entrusted him with such an iconic jersey demonstrated their belief in his potential. Bellingham didn't need time to settle in at Real Madrid. From his very first training session, teammates and coaches knew they had something special on their hands. Under manager Carlo Ancelotti, Bellingham had been deployed in a more advanced role than at Dortmund, unleashing his goal-scoring potential in both LaLiga and the Champions League. This tactical tweak has proved genius, as it allowed him to influence games in the final third while still contributing defensively. His heat maps show a player comfortable operating across the entire pitch, dropping deep to collect possession, driving through midfield with purpose, and making late runs into the penalty area to finish attacks. One of his most iconic moments came during the Champions League group stage match against Napoli, where he scored a stunning long-range effort that sealed a dramatic 3-2 victory. The technique, power, and precision of that strike announced to Europe that Real Madrid had found their new superstar. But it wasn't just the goals. His performance in El Clasico, his composure in Champions League knockout rounds, and his ability to score crucial late winners quickly endeared him to the Real Madrid faithful. Bellingham has formed remarkable on-field relationships with his midfield partners. His partnership with Luka Modric has been particularly special. The young Englishman learning from the Croatian master while bringing energy and physicality that complements Modric's guile and experience. With Toni Kroos, he's developed an almost telepathic understanding of when to make runs and when to hold position. Federico Valverde provides the perfect foil with his box-to-box energy, matching Bellingham's own tireless running. It didn't take long for the Real Madrid faithful to crown Bellingham as their new king, but this was beyond just goals and assists. It was about his complete embrace of the club's values and traditions. The Bernabeu faithful have seen many great players grace their pitch, but few have connected with the fanbase as quickly as Bellingham. His celebration style, his interaction with supporters, and his obvious joy in representing the club have created an instant bond. Social media footage of him learning Spanish phrases to communicate with fans, his visits to local schools, and his genuine appreciation for the club's history, they've only strengthened this connection. What sets Bellingham apart from other young talents is his natural leadership ability. In crucial matches, he's the one organising defensive shape, encouraging teammates, and demanding higher standards. These aren't qualities that can be taught, they're innate characteristics that mark him as a future captain. His integration into Spanish culture, it's been seamless, from learning the language to understanding Real Madrid's unique expectations and pressures. Bellingham has approached every aspect of his new life with the same dedication he shows on the pitch. To understand Bellingham's impact at Real Madrid, we need to examine how Ancelotti has maximised his strengths while building the team around his unique skill set. Bellingham operates in what could be described as a free 8 role, given license to drift across the front line, drop deep to collect possession, or make late runs into the box. This positional flexibility makes him incredibly difficult for opponents to mark. His pressing triggers and defensive positioning show remarkable maturity. He understands when to press aggressively and when to hold his position, contributing significantly to Real Madrid's defensive structure. His first season statistics make for incredible reading. Goals scored in double figures, assist tallies that rival traditional playmakers, and defensive metrics that demonstrate his complete contribution to the team. But perhaps most impressively, his big game performances have been consistently excellent. In matches against top-tier opponents, his influence often increases rather than diminishes, a hallmark of truly elite players. Looking ahead, Jude Bellingham represents far more than just a talented individual player. He's the cornerstone around which Real Madrid's next generation will be built. At just 21 years old, Bellingham has potentially 10 to 12 prime years ahead of him. His injury record has been excellent, his playing style suggests longevity, and his professional approach indicates he'll continue improving. Real Madrid's long-term planning clearly centers around him as the franchise player for the next decade. His contract runs until 2029, but expectations are that he'll extend his stay at the Bernabeu for many years beyond that. As current leaders like Modric and Kroos approach the twilight of their careers, Bellingham is being groomed as their natural successor. His captaincy potential is undeniable, and it wouldn't surprise anyone to see him wearing the armband permanently within the next 2 to 3 years. Given his current trajectory, Bellingham is on course to break numerous Real Madrid records. His goal-scoring rate suggests he could become one of the highest-scoring midfielders in the club's history, while his all-round contributions position him to be remembered among the very greatest to wear the white jersey. If you found yourself captivated by Jude Bellingham's coronation, be sure to smash that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the journeys of football's rising stars. Because, in football, it's rare to see a player so young command such a legendary stage with such authority. The Bernabeu belongs to Bellingham, and this is only the first chapter.